All right, I make 50k a year now. I'm 28, I've got kids, I'm married. How did I get to this point? Well, it wasn't easy. This video is going to split up into 3 sections. The background, the trials, and then this final outcome at where I am today. Because I'm personally invested. Are you? So the background. A-level time for my first year. Did subjects I didn't care about and ended up not studying and flopping. Fast forward into my next year, I retook the year, I did subjects I actually cared about. Business, economics, that kind of stuff. I did well, and as a result, I was able to get into a good university studying a business course. Now getting into this course, I specifically picked the version that had a sandwich year. That meant that I would study for 3 years and I'd also get a year in industry after the second year. So that way my CV would be stacked with experience, because that's the big thing that employers care about. They don't care about your degree, they care about whether you had corporate experience before. So that's one thing that I would recommend for anyone who's contemplating going to university. Next, when I got to university, people often said first year didn't count. That's a lie. Because when you now have to apply for your second year placements, you have no other grade besides your first year grade to rely on. Therefore, my first year I knuckled down and I focused. I got a 2-1, that was fantastic. Come my second year, what did I do to set myself up for success? I started looking for industrial placements early. Pause the video. Hold up guys, this is personally invested from beyond the editing screen. Yeah, I realized that as I was editing this video, I just want to know a whole tangent about how I managed to get industrial placement. So I'm going to make that a separate video and talk about how I managed to get it and all the great stuff that went into that. But for the purposes of this video, all you need to know is that I managed to get industrial placement. My starting salary was 27k. And on top of that, I did a great job and managed to get invited onto the graduate program. Now back to the video. Part 2, the trials and tribulations. When I came back after graduating uni on a graduate program, my salary was now what? 30k. I mean, is it a jump? Yes, it is. It is a jump. It's shy of the average starting salary as a graduate, fair enough. But 30k is more money than I see in my life at that point. How did I go from 30 to 50? Here we go. After my graduate program was 2 years. After the first year, I got bumped up by 10%, so 3k. So my total comp was 33k after the first year. After the second year, we'd have to now offboard, right? And actually look for full-time roles. Now, HR was not trying to tell us what the salary for a off-boarded grad was. But through my digging, through my sneaking around and trying to get the answers from previous grads, I found out that was around 40k. So cool. How did I secure a full-time job? 2 things that I did. 1, I made sure that like each experience I had through my different rotations, I always made sure that I noted what the skills that I achieved from that experience was. So when it came to like interview prep, I already knew what my skill set was to make sure I had concrete examples ready to go when it was time to start interviewing. And the second thing that I did was when it now came time to interview, I networked. I hate that word so much, but it's necessary. Now, what does that mean? It means that when a job opportunity came up on the board, I reached out to the HR, like the HR recruiting person. I can't remember the word, it's like the title is. I also reached out to the hiring manager and I also reached out to the widening team. Why did I do that? To first of all, get my name out there, make a great first impression, and to also get a sense or an idea as to like what day-to-day life would be like working for the team. Because as much as like beggars can't be choosers, because I needed a job, bro. Like, if I didn't land something by the end of the year, I was out of there. And bearing in mind, I also had a newborn and I was just freshly married. So that the financial pressure was immense. This is why this was why I titled the section Trials and Tribulations, because it was half getting this job. To make you feel better, I had to go through like almost 20 interviews. In 3 months, might I add, on top of my current day job, my responsibilities at home, prepping, day in, day out, it was rough, bro. Like life back at that time was hard and dark. Pause. This is first, second, third stage interviews, case studies, competency-based questions. Interviews were like not the hiring manager, but the managers. All of that. It was tough, man. It was rough. Bearing in mind, I'm also competing against other grads that are trying to land a job, and also internal and external applicants for these roles. So yeah, there was a lot of sleepless nights, if I'm being honest. But thank God I'm here today. Now, doing all of these things really helped, because the role that I'm even in today is as a result of that networking that I did for a previous role. I wasn't successful in the interview for a role. However, off the back of that, I was made aware that the role that I'm currently in was coming up. That because I did such a good job in that interview, the hiring manager for the job I didn't get recommended me to the new hiring manager, which ended up being my boss. And that set the wheels in motion to already set me up ahead of other candidates that applied for the job. If I'm being completely honest, I think that job applications in the interview process is, one, a humiliation ritual. Check out that video. And two, it's a numbers game, man. You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep trying. Now, once I was able to get the job that I'm currently in, I was made aware that my starting salary wasn't gonna be 40 grand. It's actually gonna be 45 grand, more than I even imagined. So I was elated. That took a massive financial load off of my back. And now you're probably wondering, how did I get from 45 to 50 grand? Well, pay rises. I've been in this role for almost 3 years now, and over that time I've seen low single-digit pay rises. However, that's what's been able to carry me from 45 to 50 grand. Now, I know that I'm very much in a very fortunate position to have the type of job that I do have and have a 50k salary. The majority of people, the average salary in the UK is like 37k, so I'm already ahead of the majority of people at the age that I'm at. However, when you think about cost of living, when you think about having a family, when you think about trying to get on the housing ladder, 50 grand all of a sudden doesn't feel like a lot. I've looked at what I can afford across the country, and it's not a lot, and it's not ideal for what we want as a family. So although I'm grateful for where I'm at, I have no intention of stopping, because I need to climb the corporate ladder a little bit more before I can feel comfortable with the salary that I'm earning and the ability to provide for my family in the way that I want to. It's not that I'm greedy or I'm selfish, it's that I have a vision for the life that I want to provide for my family, and I know that the maths ain't gonna add up unless I step up. Perfect. Now, if you guys appreciate the transparency and the honesty that I've shared in this video of like my journey getting to this point, all the way since I was a teenager, did my A-levels, all the way now as in my late 20s as a parent, as a corporate employee and a father, married, husband. And please drop a like and subscribe, especially if you want to see more content like this from me. I talk investing, I talk money, I talk life and relationships. No BS, no AI, just real personal stories and real maths based on real income figures, because we're not all six-figure earners. I created this channel because I wanted to help other people build a life that they love living today whilst investing for their tomorrow. That's my mission on this channel, because I'm personally invested. The question is, are you?